You're listening to the You Don't Know Me Yet podcast network.
Hey, you are tuned in to Two Gems and a Mic with hosts Tanisha the Diva Mahomes and Linda L.D. Dorsey. Just know, if we talking about it, you need to hear about it. Unwind and enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Gems and a Mic. I'm your girl LD, minus my girl, the Diva, but I got my boy Darren. What's going on, Darren?
What's going on, Miss Linda? You know what I'm saying? We just out here doing. Look, I'm just ready for some football this weekend.
You excited?
Yeah. It's excited to get back to work technically. So, Chiefs, of course, they host. I think the Rams this Saturday. So get a chance to see them at work.
Okay,
well,
so
most of
it's in KC.
It is in Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not traveling for the preseason. They play at Tampa Bay next week, but I plan on traveling on the road during the regular season, which the first two road games is going to be games 3 and 4, which will be in Miami and in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Vegas. When is Vegas game?
That is October the 4th. But I will honestly, to people's dismay, because they know how I like to gamble, I think I'm just going to fly in and out that day.
Yeah, you bet. That's safe.
Yeah, well, no, I don't want to spend needless money for nothing. So I'd rather just fly in, take a cab to the stadium or to to my coach, depending on to the time I arrive. Crash in his room on the couch or something until we leave for the stadium, and then fly back out.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. And you get a late night out. You home early, so
that's the thing. Vegas, the West Coast is hard because when you're gaining time, sometimes they fly you across the country just to fly. But you don't get too many flights that are nonstop anymore. So right now,
that's the only way I'm going. Yeah, from here, Yeah, I hear what you're saying though. Everybody wants to stop here or there. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I plan on doing, I may just have to get a lot of one-way tickets this year because most times they try to fly you over to a different hub before. Now I'm just not with all that.
Yeah.
Especially if they fly me to a place where I can't place any bets. It'll be hot.
You terrible. All right, we're gonna jump in. It's gonna be like a repeat, but not a repeat of last week. So we're gonna talk about the playoffs, and it was a big shift, right? So last week, the biggest shift I think was the Mystics going from number 8 to number 6. They were at number 5 for a minute, but and then the team's dropping.
Yeah.
So go ahead. We're gonna do some matchups, but go ahead.
Just what you were saying, because I think last week we were talking about the Lynx would be probably hosting the Mystics, and now if the playoffs were to start tomorrow, they'd be hosting the Wings. Depending on what happens in tonight's matchup.
Right.
And so the sheer fact that I don't want to call it seismic because these teams. They're like, a half a game, 1 game away in the loss column, 1 half a game, 2 games in the win. So it's like, outside of Minnesota for the most part and Dallas, trying to catch Minnesota. It's like a lot of these teams are just, 1-2 games apart where literally a head-to-head matchup can just flip the script on them. And you look at a team like the New York Liberty. They had a chance to maybe flip the script with Indiana when they lost to them. They dropped from where they were.
Right, they'll come back too, but Indiana's got to face Atlanta, so we'll see, because that's been a tough one for them. But what I do see, this is my perspective, my opinion, I don't see 9 through the bottom getting into the playoffs.
Oh no, I agree. I
think it's the 7. It's the 7. I don't see anybody actually catching, and it's only 4 games, right? But
it feels like
3 games. No. What I mean, 3 games with Minnesota and the next person. I don't see anybody overtaking Minnesota either. Could happen. I don't know if she decides to sit people because she's clinched or whatever. She wants that number 1 spot. That depends on what the coach does. But I don't know. I just 2 through 8. Anybody's game.
I'm with you. So I do want to make note, because I know we hadn't talked about it, but the reason why I don't see I don't see them sitting in Minnesota because I think the only player that is, I think, is Nafisa Collier. No, I don't even think it's her. No, they have one player, which it could be Courtney Williams or McBride or someone that's playing on the FIBA team. It could be Collier. So,
I don't think it's Collier. I don't think she was on the FIBA team. I can't remember who it is, but yeah, you're right. It's a couple of people, and that
it's only
what
one
that
player from
impacts.
the Lynx, though. But
Yeah, okay, and what that does to other teams too is kind of crazy because you're right there at the playoff time. So I'm just like, into August, and now I'm going to play on the FIBA team. But we'll talk about that more.
No. I get you. I just want to point out that there's going to be like a 2-week break in the WNBA. So I mean, to me, outside of those 12 players who are going to be playing the FIBA, everybody else will have the rest because they won't have to play. There just won't be any games being played.
Right. Well, it's a lot of international players. So some teams going to be impacted. Some players off some teams.
You're right. I was thinking about America.
I know we
right.
was thinking about it last week and we said the same thing. Then we were like, oh, because if you look at like Gabby Williams, right? She's probably gonna play for France. You look at I mean, if you go through every team, there's an international player that's gonna be playing somewhere during that time. So
which is good for the break, which is why I just pushed back just a little bit about teams resting players at the end because unless those players are playing and you're playing for a team that's in the playoffs, because those particular players are still going to be in basketball shape versus others are just going to be in practice shape, so to speak, for those 2 weeks. So, but it'll be interesting to see how those coaches handle it. Within those 2 week periods. And again, depending on how soon Minnesota clinches the number 1 overall seed.
Right now they just clinched the playoff spot.
It
ain't overall. So we're looking at 44 games. We're looking at 34, 35. I'm thinking somebody might be at 35, but 34, 35 games, and you got 10 left. So you're looking at 10, 11 games left. And that's a lot to make up to go on a streak because like the Mystics, they had an amazing after All-Star game streak. And then they lost to the Aces last night and gave them a nice run. They gave him a nice run. That's a solid team. That's a team that they beat everybody.
You've talked about them a lot too. So
yeah, they beat everybody. I got to see them play twice in person, and then last night's game. That's a whole different story. But they beat everybody on that 1 through 8 list, I think, except maybe the Fever when the Fever went in there and got that. Clark got that last minute 3-pointer and beat them. But everybody else they have beat on that 1 through 8. So, and I don't think anybody's taking them lightly either because of the way they've been playing. And like they're young. And then they got Lainey Hamilton, which was a good pickup for them. The fact that the Liberty gave her up and what she can provide defensively and what she went in there with the Mystics and the way they accepted her, as a veteran, as somebody playing. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for that. All right, let's jump into it, Darren. We got Dallas is playing tonight, but they're number 8. And right now, if they had to play Minnesota, what are you saying?
Minnesota. and I say it's funny because when you look at Dallas, man, I mean, like the last 2 or 3 games, they haven't really shown anything. And of course, with Jessica Shepard going out, I think the last game of the 2 games ago, I mean, they just really haven't.
And Fudd hasn't been playing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect a lot from Fudd because she's, again, to me, she's too inconsistent. She'll have a good game.
I ain't talking about her shooting. She's one of the best defensive players in the league. She can stop somebody.
Yeah, I get that, but I know she's also coming off an injury. So if I'm the other team, I'm going after her. I'm gonna see just how well she's healed from it. But Enrique's been streaky. Paige has been, I think Paige finally had a 20-point game a couple games ago, but she had been like 12, 15, 17.
I think she's too unselfish, and then at the point when she has to take over, it's kind of too late. But
literally,
yeah, going back to Fudd ain't getting on the court unless she's ready. And I'm not gonna say I don't care if she's shooting and can get you 10, but defensively she's a problem. She's been a problem defensively.
No, I don't disagree at all.
Yeah, so I'd like to see her come back healthy just to see what they could do. But right now, they don't have a chance. I don't think they have a chance against Minnesota. I don't see anybody that has a chance against Minnesota the way Minnesota is clicking right now. But them definitely.
Put you on my side now. Okay,
we'll see. I ain't coming over to your side. I'm just saying the facts are the facts. I'm not gonna make that call 3 weeks ago. Yeah. But right now, looking at them right now, they are clicking. But I mean, I'm not gonna expect 40 points from Kayla McBride. I'm not going to expect certain things. You know what I'm saying? So
she shot out of her mind.
that was
I was
crazy.
mad because every shot I was like, damn, does she plan on missing a three?
And here's the thing, not that she's going to do it every night, but she has that ability because that three is so quick. Been quick since Notre Dame. She's had that shot and is gotten better. You know, hasn't gotten worse. She's worked on that, perfected that. So I was happy to see that for her. But right now, I'm going with Minnesota. So you got Minnesota still. They still gonna be hanging there. The next one, I'm gonna get it right this week, I think. Golden State, and you text me about this. Golden State and the Liberty. If it was go today, I'm going with. I'm going with Golden State.
Yeah, look, man. Honestly, I hate when. I'm gonna watch the game tonight because I'm a gambler. But I hate watching Golden State play because
everybody does.
I do because it's like it's like they'll muck it up because which. It's a sign of respect, but it's also just like you don't know who's going to do what. Like Gabby Williams is supposed to be their best player, but she'll like have 2 points and a half and maybe end up with 9. And you like, how you their best player? But then and Burton doesn't do anything. But then Kayla Thornton does something, or some of the other players. You're just like
because they play to who is playing well that night. And Gabby Williams is she's a defensive problem.
No, I get that. I guess what I'm saying about Golden State is that you see him in the first half, and then somehow you look at the box in the second half, and you're trying to figure out like, what did I just witness, or what did I not see? To where the first half was like 25-27, and then at the end of the game it's like 87. I'm like, where these 60 points come from for Golden State?
And you'll be mad, Darren, because you don't know who to bet on in that team.
Well, again, that's fair. No, that is fair. But again, being objective, again, I'm saying that's what I said about Golden State. Like it's hard because again, we talked about it. It becomes a matchup issue because you just, because you don't know who's going to step up or who from the other team is going to get shut down when you play against them. I think the only player who's consistent against him is Asia because she's just been consistent all season. But other than her, I can't,
they gave them problems. They gave the Aces problems. But I'm gonna tell you what, I like the team. I like their scrappiness. I like the fact that they don't care who's hot. The really number 6 player, Sailing from France.
Mm-hmm.
She's been playing great. She's gonna get you some points off the bench. She's very consistent. Gabby was out a lot of games, but when Gabby's in there defensively, I think that's been her focus since college, like playing defense. Lil Chen, I call her Lil Chen. Lil Chen from UConn. Like nobody, I didn't say nobody. I didn't expect that of her in the, and she's done a fantastic job. That coach really knows what she's doing. She had them in the playoffs last year, and she lets them play ball. So that's a team. The way the Liberty are playing now, let me put it to you this way. The way the Liberty are playing now, I see the Valkyries taking them down. If the Liberty were doing what the Liberty was capable of doing and had a different coach, because I'm going to say it like I say it every week, the coach sucks. They would be in a better spot. They wouldn't even be in that position. So right now, if the Liberty continue to play, and I'm disappointed in what I'm seeing from Jonquel Jones. I don't know if it's just she's tired, she's worn out, but it's just she's looking real sluggish, getting up and down the floor. And I'm like, come on, JJ, I know you got more. You just scored all them points in the. I seen mismatches on her, and where she's not taking advantage of them. She'll step out for a 3-point play. So 3-point shot. So a little disappointing there with that. But I'm with you. With that,
and I know we talk about it because of what we saw in the game yesterday, where literally seemed like everything Indiana was throwing up, they were making.
Oh, wasn't nobody beating Indiana last night?
Yeah, but
that
the thing
basket
that
looked like a
about
damn
New York
a
though
hula hoop.
is that my thing is when I see about New York again, it's like sometimes to me like they start off slow, and again some of that has to do with coaching, but like Anescu, she didn't do nothing the first half, and then next she's like scoring at will in the fourth quarter, but it's too little too late. Like,
but then he takes her out of the game. Remember
Stewart didn't do anything.
Right, you cannot at no point in any Liberty game should unless you blowing somebody out should Sabrina Anescu and Stewie be sitting on the bench at the same time. That's why I just don't understand this dude's rotating. But hats off to the Fever. Hats off to because they got a close. I think it's 10 or 8. But hats off to the Fever. In the first, they beat them. they beat them in the first half. They especially beat them in the second quarter because I'm gonna tell you, like that basketball looked like a hula hoop. I mean, the rim looked like a hula hoop to them.
It looked like an
Put it up, it's
ocean.
going in. Yeah, it was going in. They played a good game, good solid game. But Liberty kind of tightened them up in the third, but then he just changed once they tightened up. Let me sit the people who are hot. So I didn't understand it. So it didn't make sense. Didn't make sense. So we're going right now. If we looking at the Liberty team we've been seeing, I'm going with
with Golden State in 2-0. I see them sweeping that 3-game series.
Okay. All right. So then you got Las Vegas and you have
the Mystics.
The Mystics.
Well, considering they got to play each other tomorrow night, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and that's a telltale right there. I don't think the Mystics are going to stay where they are. To be honest with you, I think they're going to slip up or down one. I don't know.
The records is too. I mean, again, you're just looking at 1-2 games. I don't know.
Right. But I think the Mystics could be a problem for anybody on there. I think they could be a problem for anybody on there because
I think it could be a problem for even Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah, because their expectations, and they beat Minnesota this year. They split, but and I don't say this from a team that says, "Oh, nobody has They have expectations of themselves. The fans got expectations of them. They're playing very well, and I think they're realizing. Or have realized. I'm not gonna say realize. They realize, oh yeah, this ain't no building year. This is we can win.
Here's another thing: they're young enough to know what they don't know. So you can't. I mean, so that you can't because you can't tell them anything because
right. They know what skills they have, and Shakira, Austin, and Kiki, the way they play off each other and play well. I'm gonna tell you what, I think one of their Achilles heels is Georgia Moore, their point guard. I mean, she's out there, but 0.0. She's not that effective. I would put Cody McMahon in there and put Citron at guard. Just go guard. You don't have to have point guard. Like who's really playing point guard? You know what I'm saying? So good with you there. I'm good with you. I think we agree there.
But now if they were to play, are you taking the Aces?
I'm taking the Aces. I'm gonna take the Aces, and
I would take them in 3 games though. It's 2-1. Yeah.
Yes.
2-1.
I agree with that. I'm gonna take the Aces. Just and that they hung with them last night. I want to see what happens on the next game too. I can get to really watch it because I was really just looking at highlights.
I'm hoping you can be able to. Well, you should be able to see it because it should be on Prime.
Yeah. The fact that won't get me on Monumental TV and the League Pass. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. All right, so then who we got next? We got Indiana Fever and Atlanta Dream. Now we're gonna see this on what Friday night? Atlanta. I don't know what to say about Atlanta. Atlanta can beat them.
The Wings travel to face the Fever on Friday night. So the Dream, they play Thursday, but they play somebody else.
Okay, I thought they played each other. Who does the Fever play this week?
They play Connecticut on Thursday.
Okay, so they must play them this weekend. Sometime this weekend, because I thought I saw that coming up on their schedule. And maybe
that would be Sunday. Sunday, 4:00. The Fever travel to Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah. I think that'll be a good game. The Fever, taking nothing away from because they're playing good, they're clicking. Their top 3 are really, really clicking. But the Atlanta Dream have the ability to do something because Angel Reese, inside is personal for her. It's on, and I'm not talking about Clark. I'm talking about the rebounds and stuff that other teams are giving back with putbacks and all that. She's not going to let do it. Ryan Howard needs to step up. Sometimes Ryan Howard just looks real relaxed, like she's just waiting for the game to come to her, and then you wait to shoot a 3. Exactly. Go to the hole. She has such talent. She is so talented. I remember from Kentucky. It used to frustrate me watching her sometimes because she'd have her shoulders down and waiting because it ain't going right or she didn't get the ball. Get in the game.
I'll be honest. I mean, and it's I don't say this like as a starting 5 unit, I think they have the best starting 5 outside of Minnesota. But they just but sometimes when you watch them play, you just shake your head. And to me, most of it comes from Ryan Howard because I'm like, what are you doing? And then Canada, saying like she'll start off strong, but then as we talk about late in the game, her being the point guard, she's supposed to be the floor general, and she lets the game kind of get away to where they have the lead and they end up giving up the lead and lose the game. Or, you don't feed your hot hand such as Angel Reed when she's down low. So I have a lot of questions when it comes to Atlanta. In this particular matchup, though, man, I mean, as much as I want to go Atlanta because but man, it's just something about the fever, man, and when they get to clicking, look, I give Kaylin credit when she gets to hitting them shots and just coming down and just throwing up them threes from 28 feet, and they become money. Her and Kelsey, man, look, that's
why I say the defensive challenge.
Get the crowd involved.
Yeah, the defensive challenge is a little different there. Now they're going to be playing at home, but they beat them, so we'll see what happens. But I'm going to give the Dream the edge. I'm gonna give the Dream the edge
if they have home court advantage.
I'm gonna give them the edge regardless. Ooh. I'm gonna give them the edge regardless because I think that some of the games that Angels made some corrections because one game she had 4 points, right? Yeah. So it's like, and I think her frustration wasn't nobody else doing anything.
But with you, Angel, I'm not concerned with. It's the other players that I just don't know what I'm going to get from Angel. Like you said, she'll adjust and she'll do whatever she can to get the double. It's everybody else. Yeah, I don't know.
Ryan Howard is the biggest.
Oh God,
X factor to me because there's nobody out there on Indiana Fever that can stop her. Nobody on the Indiana Fever can stop her. I put money on that. If she plays the way she is capable of playing, and that's a big ass if.
Factor. Yeah, yep. And look, I mean, the thing I like about for me with Indiana is, I mean, it is a big if obviously as well, but I think Kaylin plays better at home, and to me, when you talk about the defense, if those threes are hitting, those leads are going to expand to where you're not going to be too concerned about our defense because the lead is going to be too much to where Atlanta, they might start to freak out and try to figure out how they're going, how they're going to cut.
Or try to match them. Yeah, here's the thing: you don't get you can play. Don't give them the step back. Make them drive. Force them into the middle and make them drive. I've seen other teams do that where you're not just because if I could take 3 steps and step back, I'm gonna kill you all day long too. So it's a lot of push offs and all that other stuff. Make them drive. Make them come to you.
I don't trust the coach.
Boston sitting.
Like you in New York, I don't. Yeah, like you wouldn't. The New York coach, I don't coach. So that's if I'm leaning towards Indy.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm probably leaning more towards the talent that's on.
Oh, I got to have a better starting 5 than Indy, but overall, because it's in 3. Batman and Robin, yeah,
right. It's the 3 on Indiana that's gonna kill you. You got 5 on Atlanta that can kill you if they clicking. So we'll see. Yeah. So right now we're looking at Minnesota, Golden State, Aces. And we're split there with the Indiana Fever and the Atlanta Dream. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. We got some games, there's some games that's going, some people can sleep. You just don't want a team to go to sleep.
Well,
or a team to start looking past a team. And that's very possible in these games. Indiana, I am not an Indiana Fever fan. Everybody knows that, right? Not a Fever fan, but I sympathize with them with having to deal with some of the nonsense that they have to deal with now they cause some nonsense.
I mean,
but yeah, they cause a whole bunch of drama. But the drama, when I say this from Indiana, the stuff that Stephanie White has to deal with and go out and coach that team, they're winning. They're in 4th place. Come on.
Look,
it's like the people are just so. When you talk about fanatics, it's so hard to listen to it. And then you listen to these Johnny come latelys and all of a sudden everybody knows everything about, I've been watching for the last 2 years. Come on, man. You don't know basketball. I get on some of these lives and people talking over each other. They all emotional and my team this and my team that. It's like, come on, stop it. So
I watch this at 1 because it's my job, and 2, I gamble on these games. So that so that makes it, because look, I will watch a college football game that I have no interest in, but because I might have some on it, I'll watch it. Yeah. But I'll say this as it relates to what you were saying, man. What baffles me, you said even as a gamble, what baffles me is that these games, they only got so many games left, especially when it comes to the postseason, where you're trying to fight for position, where especially these teams that are in the top 8 that are facing each other.
Mm-hmm.
there's no excuse for there to be blowouts. Like, I need you to get your head on straight. I mean, because look, if I know Minnesota's trying to blow teams out, you know, what I'm saying, because they want to put it in your
Send a
head.
message. Yeah, send a message.
You know, and I'm like,
you
I think you
should.
gotta put your best
And
foot
you
forward.
should. If you can
Exactly.
kill a team, but you got to be smart because you don't want somebody out there like Fee playing with a 40-point lead and then go out there and get hurt. Now, the blowout that the Liberty had against, I don't even count that, against the Aces, nobody was playing. So 40 points, yeah, boom, nobody cares. But some of these, it's like let's play the game. No, like the Indiana Fever have to be. If you have one of those three that is off, that's going to cause you a problem. Because yes, Cunningham's going to get you something. Lexi Hall's in the starting lineup. She ain't been doing nothing for you. She in the starting lineup.
Right.
It's like Cunningham was 3 for 3 or 4 for 4 at one point. You know, just hitting. They're not teams. I don't know when they're gonna catch on. You just can't have these girls sitting out there shooting threes. I can shoot spot up threes all day long. Not me, maybe back in the day. But I'm just saying, if you leave them out there, that's what they do. They're not known for driving. It's spot up threes. So if somebody I've seen teams that can play them and match that. And if that happens, then they're going to have problems coming down the road. Las Vegas Aces, they just missing pieces and they need to get healthy. Golden State is where they need to be, I think, and they can mess up anybody. The Mystics, I like them. Liberty, get rid of your coach. Maybe you'll win something. Dallas, I don't know what's going on there. I think part of it is coaching too. I think 3 teams need to do some coaching changes, but they won't. So we can talk about that on another day. What else you got for me? Close out.
Look, man, I'm just glad the football season is upon us. Like, we'll have, obviously, as we get close to the start of the regular season, we'll, you know, obviously branch out in our conversations on the sports front. But right now, you know, I'm all in on WNBA until the regular season starts. Even though, yes, I got football Saturday.
I know. I'm excited. I'm excited about football also. You know, how can you not? It's just a day. Like, I don't have excuse me. The thing I really enjoy about football, I mean, you're gonna get football now. It looks like 5 days, 6 days, 7 days a week. But
college
you know,
football too, yeah.
Yeah, because I like college football. You know, I got certain teams, but it's almost like you that Sunday. I like that Sunday. You know, it's nothing like that. Just to sit and you got all the games and I can watch 4 at a time and all that. It's just a whole different place. I was telling Tanisha was here with me this weekend. She came to visit, and we were talking about. She said, "I know why you don't like to answer your phone on Sundays." I said, "Put something in the crock pot and I ain't coming out." So it's a whole different feel. But WNBA is women's basketball is my thing. That's my life. But I absolutely do love football.
I will say this before we go. Like, you know, for me, you know, when the Chiefs play, most of the time they'll play, if they're at home, they'll play late afternoon or night. So I have, like, you know, I go to Gates Barbecue, get a food, whatever, and I'll get to stadium early because I just don't like traffic. So I'll get there. I don't mind being at the stadium all day. That's just what I do. But I like it when they play like on a Sunday or I'm sorry, either not even Sunday night, but like a Monday night or a Thursday, because then, you know, that Sunday I get to go with my mom's because my mom cooks or whatever, unless I'm traveling. You know, my mom cooks and then I get to go over there, cook, and just watch football all day. I mean, I can stay home and do it, but I'll go there and watch football all day and just be like, man, this is good. And then they were like, and then everybody started asking me about the Chiefs, like, well, y'all leave me alone. Y'all watch the pregame show.
Right.
So,
my goal is to get the two Giants home games before it gets freezing. So I'm gonna see if I can do that. I did get the one last year, and the one game I went to with Eli's jersey was the one game that Eli didn't go to last year because of an emergency. So every game I go to, I'm gonna take his jersey and hopefully I'll get that signed. So that's it for me. What else you got? You got anything else? Any other closing thoughts? That's it.
No other closing thoughts. Just everybody, please be kind and be blessed.
And until next time, peace. Thank you for tuning in to Two Gems and a Mic. Be sure to subscribe and follow. Until next time, remember, be kind, be blessed. Peace.